All right, so we will go ahead and get started. All right, so I wanted to point out real quick, if it's uncomfortable for you for whatever reason to sit in an easy pose, which is where we tend to begin class with our legs crossed, you can always take a rolled up blanket or cushion or something and sit on it. And what that does is it allows our knees to drop below our hips. So it can make it a little easier, especially if our hips tend to be tight. So anyway, so welcome to class today. Welcome to your mat. Welcome to your body, your breath. So let's get started by just bringing our awareness into the present moment, which can seem like a huge task to do. And so before we get started, I actually wanted to read something from a book that I've mentioned before called the Yamas and Niyamas, which is the Yamas and Niyamas are basically 10 tenets in yoga for living ethically. And I wanted to read from the chapter of Asteya. So that's basically, it means non-stealing. All right. I thought it was particularly relevant today. So not only do we steal from others, the earth, and the future, we steal from our own lives. In all the ways that we impose an outside image of ourselves onto ourselves, we're stealing from the unfolding of our own uniqueness. All demands and expectations that we place on ourselves steal from our own enthusiasm. All self-sabotage, lack of belief in ourselves, low self-esteem, judgments, criticisms, and demands for perfection are forms of self-abuse in which we destroy the very essence of our vitality. All the ways we live in the past or future steal from ourselves, and all the ways we put up fences, whether real or imagined, around our physical belongings or around our mental idealisms. We put up barriers that steal from the full expansion of our own lives. We are captured in a culture where our very identity is tied up with our accomplishments. We wear all we have to do like a badge on our shirt for all to see. In this rush to get to the next thing, we have left no time for ourselves to digest and assimilate our lives. This may be our biggest theft of all. We need time to catch up with ourselves. We need time to chew and ponder and allow the experiences of life to integrate within us. We need time to rest and to reflect and to contemplate. So the reason I am reading that today is I feel like this is a time when we have been forced into an opportunity. I always look at a crisis as an opportunity. So this can be an opportunity to slow things down, to focus inward, especially as we're sort of forced to stay inside to a large extent. So I'm really grateful to you guys for showing up for class, whether it's now live or if you tune in afterwards when I've uploaded it to YouTube, because I know how tempting it is. We have a choice every day throughout our day. We always have a choice to how we're going to spend our time, our energy, our resources. And so right now we're all choosing to practice whatever is about to unfold. And I see it as a great opportunity to really just tune into our own self-care by bringing our focus to our body and to our breath. And in essence, that Asteya, the non-stealing, this is an opportunity to practice awareness. What are we basically stealing from ourselves when we engage in comparison, when we engage in self-flagellating because we're not, I don't know, organizing our closet. Instead, we're choosing to be on our mat. You know, all these choices we make throughout the day, and I feel like it's really, in some ways, even more so now. You know, especially if we're on social media and we're like, oh my gosh, Marie Kondo, look at her closet, I need to be doing that now. And it's like, you know, maybe now's not the time for that. Or some of us might feel really tired, really another opportunity to feel badly about ourselves because we might, now we're finally home, but we're too tired to do things. And so perhaps this practice today can be about really practicing self-compassion. And as we're on our mat and we notice those thoughts coming into our head, or the plans, or even at the end, we're like, oh, I don't have time for Shavasana, I'm gonna go do whatever. I understand there are certain things that, you know, children and things place certain demands, and then even then, practice self-compassion. We are really just doing our best. So with that, let's come into our easy pose if we're not already there, and close our eyes, or simply look down, some space in front of us, and just come into our body. So we come into our body by noticing perhaps our shoulders, how are they feeling, our back, wiggle around if we want to. Do some circles with our torso. Wiggle our shoulders. And then coming into a place of more stillness. And bringing our awareness to our breath. So attempting to breathe in and out through our nose, unless we're congested, of course. And without changing the rhythm or the depth of our breath, simply paying attention to it. And now let's take a deep breath in through our nose, and then when we exhale, with a gentle sigh, exhale. Again, deep breath in. Really feeling that letting go as we exhale. And taking a moment to contemplate what I just read, some of my words around Asteya, or non-stealing. And perhaps setting an intention for our practice today to pay attention to what that means for us in the moment. The different ways that we can practice that could be the way we think, the choices that we make in our movements, in our stillness. Let's take another deep breath. And sigh it out. Let's gently shake our head, yes. We can leave our eyes closed or open them. Just releasing, noticing any tension in our neck. Making the movement as subtle or as wide as we'd like. Now let's shake our head no. And let's bring it back. We'll do our shoulder circles. Bring our shoulders up toward our ears and back and down. Let's go the opposite direction. Let's hold it still here. Now we'll inhale our arms up to the sky, and then exhale over to the right, dropping our right hand if we'd like, maybe leaning a little further into it, feeling a lengthening along the left side. Inhale, arms up, and exhale, left. Inhale, up, and then exhale with a gentle twist to the right. Inhale, up, exhale, left. Inhale, arms up. Exhale them behind our back, clasping our hands. We want to pulling our hands up toward the sky and then hinging forward from our hips if that feels good. Come back up, inhale, arms up. And then exhale as we press our palms forward. We can round out our back if we'd like. Good. Let's come back up. I'm going to remove this cushion from under me, but from here we're going to come into tabletop. So our wrists are under our shoulders, knees under hips, and as always, we can bring it down onto our forearms if we prefer. So from here into our cat-cows, extending our spine, warming it up. So as we inhale, we'll look up and pull our tailbone up into cow pose. Exhale down into cat. Bring your belly button toward our spine as we exhale. Inhale up. Exhale down. So continue this following your own breath. Your movements follow your breath. Tuning into how this feels all along your spine, your back muscles. How does it feel to breathe? Inhaling up and this opening as you look up. And as you close your body a bit and you exhale, how does that feel? Let's do 2 more breath cycles. Let's hold it still here. We're going to come into our spinal balance. Right arm comes up, left leg up, both parallel to the floor, and we're looking down so our neck is neutral. Let's switch to the other side, left arm, right leg. Switch, so now let's follow our own breath. Inhale up, exhale down. Notice how this feels in your back throughout the movement. We'll do 1 more on each side. And then when you're ready, meet me in tabletop on all 4s. So we're going to open up our wrist and forearm a little bit. So turning our right fingers outward and toward our knee, if that feels comfortable. Pausing there. Let's do it on the other side. So always being mindful here of never forcing anything. A lot of us, especially if you're really on your computer a lot, you have a little bit of carpal tunnel, so you want to be careful there. Okay, so let's take our right leg up with the knee bent to our hydrants. So wide circles here, drawing a circle with our knee. Breathing. Opposite direction. And bring that leg down. Let's take our left leg up and now do those wide circles. Opposite direction. Let's bring that leg down. We're going to take our hips over to the right, looking over our left arm, doing that lower back glute stretch that so many of us love. And now let's go the other way. Let's bring it back. We're going to walk our hands forward, so we're coming into high plank. Walk our knees back if we want. So high plank on our knees. Our knees are behind our hips. We're feeling that power in our shoulders, our upper back. We're breathing. And then we're going to bend our elbows, keeping them in by our ribs. Pause in low plank. And let's bring it all the way to the mat. Press the top of our feet into the mat. Rotate our quads outward, engaging our glutes, and then lengthening through our spine. Let's bring our chest up into cobra. And then push up and sit back on our heels, extending arms forward into child's pose. Let's do that 2 more times, moving with our breath. So inhaling up and forward into high plank. Exhale, bend our elbows, low plank, all the way to the mat. Inhale our chest up into cobra. And then exhale, push up and back into child's pose. And one more time. Inhale up and forward into high plank. Exhale, low plank to the mat. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale up and back into child's pose. Pause here for a few breaths. One more inhale, exhale. Now, still sort of in child's pose, we're going to move our arms forward and bring our sit bones up off, so we're not sitting on our heels so much anymore. Extending our arms forward, and now bring your heart toward the mat again. So you're going to feel a little bit more lengthening in your back probably. Couple breaths here. This is puppy pose. If you have a dog, you can probably figure out why. Okay, let's come back up. So making our way into tabletop, onto all fours. We curl our toes under, pause there. So feel the stretching in your toes, the arches of your feet. And now we'll bring our knees off the floor, so bringing our weight more into our feet here. More of a stretch in our toes, in our Achilles. And let's bring our hips up to the ceiling, downward dog, so we can walk our dog out, bending one knee at a time here. Breathing. Let's hold our dog still, and then bend both knees again, shins parallel with the ground. Let's walk our feet forward into forward fold and pause here. With some nice soft knees, or bend them as much as you need to support your back. Your arms are floppy, your head is floppy. Couple more breaths here, noticing the sensation of the blood coming to your head. Bring you oxygen. And then let's bring our awareness to the four corners of each foot. The big toe pad, baby toe pad, and then each side of the heel. Noticing the grounding into the earth. And then pressing our heels away from each other without actually moving our feet. Feeling the power radiating up through our legs. And holding that engagement, let's bring our hands to our shins, lengthening our spine into our half lift. We can also place our hands on our quads if we would prefer. Breathe here. Back down into forward fold, still holding that engagement through the feet and legs. Let's slowly come all the way up, a nice long spine, reverse swan dive, reach your arms up. Inhale back, a little bit of the back bend, looking up. Having an open heart here, breathing, still pressing the heels away from each other. And let's come back up. Bring your palms together through heart center and down into forward fold. Let's place our hands on each elbow and gently sway our upper body. Still keeping our knees soft. Maybe noticing a gentle opening in our lower back. Breathing. Let's hold it still, release our hands to the floor. Once again, pressing our heels energetically away from each other. We'll come to our half lift as we inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step your left foot back into a lunge, and then your right foot comes to meet it. So we're in high plank. You can always drop your knees here if you prefer. Pause. And then into downward dog. Let's bend both knees. And then walk our feet forward into forward fold. So we'll do that again and then add on a little bit at the end. So inhale to your half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step your left foot back and your right into plank. Drop your knees if you prefer. Shift forward. Exhale, low plank, bring those elbows in, and then all the way to the mat. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale through tabletop and into downward dog. Just pause here. Press your fingers, your knuckles, palms, everything into the mat. Press your sit bones up to the ceiling, lengthening your spine. And now let's take our right leg up. So reaching your right leg up toward the sky, lengthening through your right hip. Breathe in. And now let's bring it forward, placing our right foot between our hands so we're in a lunge. Just pause here for a moment. Okay, let's look back at our left foot now. So we're going to replace the pad of our left foot with our heel. So placing our foot sort of flat on the floor. And then we'll slowly make our way up, reaching arms up into warrior one. So if this doesn't feel good on your shoulders, you can also place your hands on your hips. So really tuning into your body, into your breath. Pause here. Press both feet into the mat like you want to rip it in two. Relax your shoulders. And if you want to, extend your arms up and reaching back with a slight back bend. And back up. And bring your palms together at heart center. And then twist very slightly to the right. So over your right, your front leg. If it feels weird, you're doing it right. That's what I always say about yoga twists. Couple breaths here. And come back to the front. To reach down, turning our back foot so we're coming into a lunge. And then step our right foot back to meet the left in high plank. Breathe. If you'd like to, adding a push-up, but shifting forward, going down into low plank, back up, and into downward dog. Let's take our left leg up now. Pause there, lengthening through the left hip, left glute. And now let's bring that foot forward, placing it between our hands. Pause. And then taking a look at the back foot, we want to place the heel where the toe pad is. And then reaching arms forward, coming up into warrior one. And pressing into our feet, feeling the power in our body. This might seem like such a simple shape, but it's such a powerful one. Breathing. Relax your shoulders. And then lengthen your spine up and a slight back bend. And come back up. Let's bring our palms together at heart center. And then open our arms up as we do slight twists to the left. Breathe. Back to center. So reach down now and step our left foot back to meet the right in plank. Again, we can pause here. We can always drop our knees too, or we can shift forward, low plank, high plank, and downward dog. Breathe. And let's shift forward now into high plank. We're going to bring it down onto our forearms. And remember, as always, we can drop our knees if we'd like to. So we really want to pay attention to our form here. Notice how our back is feeling. If we feel our back straining at all, we can shift a bit. And if it might be best for us to bring our knees to the mat. So just always remember, non-stealing was the phrase that we mentioned earlier. How can I be kind to myself now? Maybe I don't want to steal the opportunity to strengthen my abs. Or maybe I don't want to steal from being kind to myself. So for each of us, it's different. Breaths. All right, bring it all the way down. Bring our hands over by our shoulders, turn our head to the right. Few breaths. Okay, we're going to reach our arms out to the side now. So we're making the shape of a T. And then bring our face up, our chest up, arms up. Pause, check in on your neck. You don't want to strain it. And then if you'd like to, you can bring your legs up and turn your quads outward. Feeling how you're engaging your glutes, your back. Breathe. And release. Let's bring our arms alongside our torso now. We're going to face forward again. Raise our face, raise our chest, raise our arms. Once again, raising our feet and our legs if we want to. Breathe. Now leaving everything up there, bring our hands over by our ribs. Breathe. And now push up into seal. And come back into child's pose, sitting back on your heels. Rocking your hips if you want, or doing some hip circles if that feels good on your back muscles. And slowly make our way up onto all fours here. We're going to extend our right leg out and our right arm up. So we're in modified side plank. And then if we feel like we're balanced, we can raise our right leg. Pause here. And if any of these shapes, if this doesn't feel good on your supporting your knee, in this case my left knee, you can always double up your mat, roll up a towel, put that there. So remember to always tune into what's going on for your body, how can you best support it. Breathe. Let's bring our knee to our elbow now. Push it out. Again. Out. Just 3 more of these. And we're breathing. Last one. Hold it up there. And bring it down. And let's go the other way now. So we can extend our left leg out now. Left arm up. And then raise your left leg if you want to. Breathe. And then let's bring our elbow, knee together, out. Again. 3 more. Last one, we'll hold it up there. And now bring it down into tabletop. Let's shift our hips over to the right, look over our left arm. That stretch we did earlier probably feels really good right now. And now let's go to the left. Hips to the left, looking over our right arm. And back. So now we're going to step our feet back into high plank. So from here, bringing it down onto our forearms. So we're going to take our right hip to the floor, bring it up, left hip to the floor, bring it up. So continue doing these while breathing. You can even exhale down, inhale up if you want. You're going to do 2 more on each side. Noticing how we're so strong in our obliques. We do this. And then we'll hold it at the top here. You can always drop your knees if you haven't already. Let's place our right hand down, then our left coming up into high plank. Back onto our forearms. Left hand, and then right. Okay, so from here into downward dog. Pause, take a couple breaths here. Let's take our right leg up now. Bring it forward into a lunge. And like before, replacing the pad of our left foot with the heel of our left foot. So we're going to slowly come back up into warrior one. And bring our awareness to the 4 points of our right foot. This is your clue that we're about to balance. Okay, so here, we're going to reach over our front leg and raise our back leg. Our fingertips can graze the mat if we like, or we can hover a couple inches above the mat. We can even use, if you have a yoga block at home, I keep forgetting to bring one up to have this demo. You can use that to help balance. If you don't have one, and you still have a dictionary in your house, that can also serve as a yoga block. A phone book. So breathing as you raise your left leg even more. And let's reach down, step back into a lunge. Bring our right foot back to meet the left in high plank. And then if you'd like to shift forward, low plank, high plank, downward dog. Take our left leg up now. And then bring it forward into a low lunge. Left foot between our hands. And now placing our right heel where the toe pad is, reaching up into warrior one. Bringing our awareness to the 4 corners of our left foot now. Now we will once again hinge forward, balancing, raising our right leg. So bringing our fingertips toward the mat or slightly grazing the mat. So we can, it's up to us how much we want to raise our torso, how we want to balance here. Breathing into it. And then this time we're slowly bringing our right foot to meet our left foot, coming into chair pose or lightning pose or fierce pose. I'm going to turn to look at you. Okay, so really sitting back on our heels here, breathing. Let's bring our palms together now and twist over the right leg. We can open arms if we want to, making sure our knees are still staying aligned, so we might bring our left hip back a little. Breathing. Let's come through the center and twist to the left. Again, looking at our knees, bringing them into alignment. Breathe. Back to the center and forward fold. Pause here. A couple of breaths. If you want to, you can grab your big toes and then gently pull your upper body toward your thighs. Really noticing how this feels in your back, keeping your knees soft. So you never want to force anything, never want to strain, especially your back, and protect your back. And release. Pause here. Okay, let's walk our feet out. So you just want to come to where they're, I don't know, maybe a little bit more than hip width apart or mat width apart. And then leave your left hand on the mat and rotate to the right, raising your right arm and just noticing how this feels in your back, breathing. Let's bring that arm down and twist the other way. Breathe. And bring it down. Let's bend both knees now, so we're coming into a squat. Pause here. Feel the opening in your hips maybe. Or with a squat, we always want to make sure that our heels are flat on the floor, so if you need to walk your feet out a little more, do that. And then from here, we're going to place our hands behind us and come onto our sit bones. Okay, so our feet are flat on the floor. Let's bring our hands over by our sit bones. And now we're going to raise our hips up off the floor. So coming into a reverse table. Notice how this feels in your shoulders. Pause here, breathe. If this is not friendly to your shoulders, you can always come onto your forearms. And release. Let's extend our legs out. Come onto our forearms now. We did this for a moment a couple days ago. So once again, we're going to raise our hips up into reverse plank. So you might feel like your butt is just coming off the floor like a millimeter. That is fine. Breathe. Notice how this feels in your shoulders again. All on the back side of your body, strengthening. And release. So let's bring our body up. Our right foot comes by our left thigh, sitting nice and tall. And then we're going to twist to the right, placing our right hand behind us. We can bring our left elbow by our right knee and breathe. Let's switch sides. Extend the right leg, bring your left foot by your right knee. Sit up nice and tall, and then gentle twist to the left. Breathe. Let's come back to the center. Place your feet flat on the floor. Reach your arms forward. Come back just to where you feel your abs engaging. Breathe. Keep breathing. Come down a little bit more. If your body is shaking, that is good. Breathe. All right, let's come onto our backs, bring our knees in, give ourselves a hug, because we are amazing. Okay, place your feet flat on the floor and bring your hands to your neck, just to support your neck here. From here, we're going to cross our feet at our ankles. And then as we raise our upper back, we'll also raise our lower back. So come up and back down. Again and down. So continue doing this, really noticing the power in your abs now. Make sure you're supporting your neck. You're not pulling your head or neck. Five more. It's all about building ab strength to support our back. Last one. And bring your feet flat on the floor. Extend your arms out to the side. Let's bring our feet off the floor now. And gently roll our knees over to the right. And then bring them around. It's like we're drawing circles right now with our knees. So bring them around to the left, up toward the chest. So just do 2 circles this way. And noticing how you're supporting your back with your abs. You're breathing, and then let's go the other direction. Okay, let's pause here. Bring our arms alongside our torso and bring our hips up into bridge pose. Breathing. As always, squeezing the knees toward each other. Feeling the power in your quads, hamstrings, glutes, and back. And release. Let's bring our right foot onto our left thigh, gently pulling our knees toward our chest. And then slowly rolling onto our left elbow, bringing our knees in a little more. Breathing as we notice the opening in our right glute, maybe in our lower back, our hips. Okay, let's come through the center, switch legs, and now gently rolling onto your right elbow, pulling your knees in a little bit more. Let's come back to the center. Bring your feet to the mat, and then bring the soles of your feet together, releasing your knees to the floor, opening up your hips into lying down butterflies, I call it. So let's extend our legs out now. So as you take a deep breath, reaching your arms up toward the sky and then overhead, feeling the full lengthening from the tips of your fingers down to the tips of your toes and everything in between. Take a few life-giving breaths here. Once again, reaching your arms up towards the sky, and then on your next exhale, gently lowering your arms alongside your body. Closing your eyes if you want. Coming to Shavasana, making any final adjustments. You settle in. So perhaps softening your forehead, your cheekbones, jawbones. Noticing any pulsing, any sensations in your body, any restlessness, as well as relaxation. Perhaps in your back, shoulders, abs, along your legs. Bring your awareness to your breath. Noticing the sensation of breathing in this fresh air, this new air that's never been in your body before. And then noticing the sensation of letting go of what your body doesn't need as you exhale. Perhaps noticing the movement in your body as you inhale and exhale. This effortless, unconscious movement that happens without our choice, without our direction. It just knows what to do. And if we become distracted, or rather when we become distracted, we notice that. And then we bring our attention back to our breath. April 3rd, talking fast. Live loud enough in your heart, and there is no need to speak. There was a time in my life during my years in college when I was so talkative that the waterfall of words kept others at a safe distance. Of course, in time, this cascade pushed others away. But what I didn't realize till much later was that I kept talking faster and louder to the world around me because I couldn't hear the world within me. Of course, the more noise I made, the less chance I had of having what was real enter me or rise from me. It became a damning cycle. So often we mistake the need to hear with the need to be heard. All that talk was a way of reaching out to others with my heart. Ultimately, it was all based on the fear that if I didn't throw my heart out there, through endless words and gestures and questions, I would be left alone. It's taken me many years to learn that the world comes flooding in if I can only keep myself open. It remains important to reach out and to express oneself. But underneath that is the need to be porous and real. Through the opened heart, the world comes rushing in the way oceans fill the smallest hole along the shore. It is the quietest sort of miracle. By simply being who we are, the world will come to fill us, to cleanse us, to baptize us again and again. Mark Nepo in the Book of Awakening. So slowly waking up your body either by wiggling your fingers, your toes, doing circles with your hands, with your feet. And then gently, as you're ready, bringing yourself back up into an easy pose, like we started with our legs crossed, sitting tall, our hands somewhere on our thighs, perhaps. Let's relax our forehead, sitting tall, yet softening our shoulders. And then bringing our palms together at heart center. Let's take a moment to thank our body for waking up today, for showing up in all of its strength, health, power, patience, resilience, and its beauty inside and out. And if we'd like to, we can set an intention for the rest of our day that we carry off our mat, perhaps from that place of Asteya, non-stealing. Noticing those opportunities throughout our day that we have to practice that, recognizing that it can be as subtle as giving ourselves the rest that we need to by taking a nap or by not checking something off the list. Or perhaps it's not stealing from those around us. If they really need to be heard, perhaps we can let go of the task we were doing or the thing we were reading or listening to. Or perhaps it's something to do with the environment or appreciating the spring that's blooming outside. That can be an act of non-stealing too. So let's take a deep breath now. And as we exhale, bowing forward, namaste. All right. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks, Suzanne.
I'm going to take off my speaker so I can hear you.